What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Brian VRM, and welcome to another Spider-Man film review. We're getting very close, guys. We got two more Spider-Man films until Spider-Man No Way Home premieres this weekend. Today, we're going to be focusing on the 2018 animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The film was directed by Bob Persichetti, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Rothman. Let's get started. This film follows a young teenager named Miles Morales who, after being bitten by a radioactive spider, witnesses Spider-Man fighting the Green Goblin and the Prowler. Spider-Man is eventually killed by the Kingpin after attempting to stop him from activating a collider machine that can open gateways into other dimensions. The machine brings several different versions of Spider-Men and women into Miles' universe, and they all team up to prevent Kingpin from reactivating the collider. I was very surprised with how much I enjoyed this movie. My wife was hesitant to see this film mainly because it was animated, but even she was surprised with how much she enjoyed it. The animation was very impressive, and I loved how they had different animation styles for a few of the different Spider people. The voice acting performances were very good, and I thought that each actor's voice seemed well suited to their characters. The score was composed by Daniel Pemberton, featuring a soundtrack of several artists or groups such as Jaden Smith, Nicki Minaj, Vince Staples, and more. Both the score and soundtrack was very impressive, and I thought blended very well with the film. I've talked to people who haven't yet seen this film but heard the soundtrack say how much they love it. Despite being an animated film, this film had very impressive and intense action scenes, especially the scene inside May Parker's house where there was limited space. It was also great to get a Spider-Man film where the Kingpin is the main villain. I liked his portrayal where we again have a villain who's willing to do anything to bring back his family that he loves so much. And of course, it doesn't excuse their actions, but it's intriguing to see the humanity in some of these villains. There wasn't much that I didn't enjoy about this film, but of course there were things that I was a little confused about, such as when Miles got his powers, he further deduced he had spider powers by reading a Spider-Man comic, and we see Peter Parker's face in the comic as it was about his origin. But the world didn't learn his identity until after he was killed, and on that note, I thought the whole reading the comic thing was a little too convenient. The only thing I rolled my eyes at was the idea of having a Spider-Man Christmas album that he performed himself. Sure, there were some other silly moments, but that was just a little much. I really recommend this film, especially with No Way Home featuring the multiverse also. It has a great story, great score and soundtrack with a good cast, and based on the several cameo appearances from other Spider-Man characters, I can't wait for the sequel. I'm going to give Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse an A. As always, guys, thank you all so much for checking out this review. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, please be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel if you're enjoying my content and would like to stay updated. We're not done just yet. We have one more Spider-Man film review to see before Spider-Man No Way Home premieres, and that's the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you next time.